Hey, what is going on, you guys? My name is Rayge, and we are back today with a review video on Marvel Strike Force. But additionally, I'm going to be talking about why I love this game, because as a free-to-play player, I definitely do think it's one of the best turn-based games out there right now, especially for your phone or mobile. But as well, you can also partake in this if you have a Google Play account and utilizing BlueStacks. It's definitely feasible. You can play it on your PC, but I absolutely love this game. I want to talk about those key strengths here as well, just because we haven't done this sort of a review in quite some time, and I do feel like the trend and direction of the game has been doing much better as of late, especially in the last few months, where a lot of this impassioned community and the voice has been heard and vocalized through obviously the developers and game creators. So having said that, guys, let's get right into it. First and foremost, I am a free-to-play player, and just for reference, huge shout out to my alliance here, the Spark Heroes. I'm shy of 28 million collection power, and like I said, being less than 4 years into the game, I feel like this game has been super fun, and through its up and downs and the challenges that we have faced, at the end of the day, both the community and the developers have always seeked for the best interest of the game and how to actually push it forward. First and foremost, I definitely think one of the key strengths of this game is the fact that there's just so many characters. Like, if you sift through right now, I have most of them unlocked, but the multitude of different characters that have been added, there's constantly updates in the game. And as well, I just feel like, the developers and the graphic designers have done such a phenomenal job with just the design of each and every character. Very rarely does the graphic departments or visuals fall short on how they create a character and bring them to life. I mean, it's even better when you actually take a look at the visuals of how these teams and characters come together with their abilities. But they're graphically very, very pleasing to the eyes, and as well, just seeing your favorite Marvel characters come to life, and the fact that there's still like a huge abundance of characters that are still yet to be added into the game. Absolutely love it. The versatility, I think actually the graphic level as well is probably some of the best we've seen in the mobile gaming industry, especially for the MCU and the Marvel lore. That on that note, I mean, this is a pretty overpowered comparison here, but I mean, just the graphics, the visuals that we see in game, just look at how this looks. And this, keep in mind, this is on my lower quality as well, being activated from my account. But I mean, you can slow things down, but there's actual strategy involved in the game. The visuals are very, very pleasing, especially when you slow things down and actually take a look at how it looks visually. But as well, strategy is a big part of the game, to actually manage the waters when you're going through waves, different modes. It is actually important to think about which enemies you're impacting, how you're going to be supporting your team with certain character roles. But as well, even the theory crafting aspect has actually been better, because there's been different game modes that you can utilize different teams, and honestly, just the creativity of it all. I don't feel like I have a favorite game mode per se, but there's definitely aspects of the game that I do enjoy. But overall, it's the visuals and the graphics when you see these characters come alive that really bring the game all together, and I think that's a really big component of the game. You know what, especially when you're starting out and the game could be so, overwhelming with all the different game modes. But I think that's kind of one of the beauties of the game. We have the PvE aspect and PvP in multiple elements. We have this campaign mode. If you want to be duking it out for the top rewards in Arena, you do need to bring in your best teams. And then we also have, very involved player versus player aspects, such as alliance war, where your entire alliance is pitted against another alliance, and you're working in tandem with them to try and take them down throughout those durations. But as well, they brought in this cosmic crucible battle as well, where I've really appreciated how close these battles have been. You get to learn from the opposing sides, but again, up against opponents, and you're doing it in real time in terms of how your defenses and offenses are utilized. There's just so much strategy that you can add, right? Whether it's not just about building up a team that you can use in all game modes, but in war, in Cosmic Crucible, in Arena, there's not going to be a single team that's going to get all those modes effectively done. You need a synergy of your entire roster, and having that strategy, that constant theorizing of how you can best utilize your roster is kind of what makes this game so attractive. The strategy never ever really truly ends, and even to top things up, we even have some of these end game stages right now with Apocalypse Saga Dark Dimension, which in my eyes is actually very similar to kind of like building a fantasy, a fantasy hockey, fantasy basketball, football team that you're trying to bring these, said characters and teams to the finish line to unlock a super powerful reward at the end of the day. Such as in this case, Dark Dimension 6 giving us this rare opportunity for Super Scroll, which is easily either the top or second best character in the game. So I mean, that's absolutely huge and rewarding just to know that, all these different modes add up, but the rewards also at the end of the day do add to that factor and success as well. This game, like other turn-based games, it's a heavy resource management game. So you do actually need to be strategic. To be honest, I love that analysis, what you have to manage, and especially being free to play, my resources are finite. So I do need to be strategic in how I put resources into something and what I want to be planning for the long haul. I actually really enjoy that aspect. I know some folks that, casual players, just want to go into the game, log in, use their energy, and then that's that. But I do have a rewarding factor in terms of, seeing that growth, seeing that progression. How do I manage my resources and maximize my effectiveness? Which characters and teams to build up and not to bring up, because that's the nature of the game, right? When you have a resource-heavy game, you have to be strategic so that way you can build resources and you're thinking about, the big picture constantly. And that's something I really enjoy and love about it. And last but not least, I've maybe it's just my limited experience, but I've rarely been involved in a game where, I actually have a Discord with my alliance members, and we're constantly coordinating, how we're doing the raids, how we're doing the war battles, and communicating, what strategies work in Dark Dimension. I love that aspect. It's a big community factor that I haven't really felt in other mobile games, maybe because it's been more casual, but because this game does not have good integration of how that raiding or that guild/alliance factor is in the game. Discord is huge, and by using that as an external provider, I feel like the community has actually gone really strong because of that as well, and it's a huge resource in the game. But the alliance factor is big. I love playing a game where I do feel like I'm, involved with other players. I am part of a community, and that's something that this game does bring to the table quite strongly. I would say it's pretty hard to be competitive and difficult to push forward without support, and having Discord and having an impassioned community really does add to that factor, and all that comes together at the end of the day, giving you that overall enjoyment of the game, but as well knowing that you're not really alone in this game. You can be building towards your personal goals, but you have the support and resources of your alliance members. You guys are coordinating through the daily milestones, the daily raids that we do together, and that for me is really a big reason that many alliances stay together, despite having some different individual power levels. It's that collective unity and belonging that actually does make this game quite strong. And as we've seen from the past, our community is one of the strongest that we've seen, especially when there's changes that we're not happy for or obviously supporting. We advocate for that change, and that's exactly what goes to the developers and as well as the game designers. In summary, guys, I definitely think Marvel Strike Force is a really fun and strategy-based turn game that you should check out, especially if you're wanting to try a new game. If you're a fan of Marvel, I think it's huge. Just remember, there's an overwhelming amount of content in the game, constant updates that we have each week. So get ready. It's always about a marathon and not a sprint, but so as long as you're having fun at the end of the day, that's what's most important. So hope you guys enjoyed this quick and brief overview of the game. Like I said, I've truly enjoyed it as a free-to-play player. I'm looking forward to the growth, and I've been really appreciating how many changes have happened across the years, because you never know which legendary character is coming next into the game and which teams are going to be collaborating with. So always a good time. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you as always, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.